On the evening in Bradenton, Florida, a neighbor's quiet night took a dramatic turn when they heard a frantic knock at the door. When they opened it, there stood Ashley Benefield, visibly shaken, holding a bang-bang in her hand. Her voice trembling, she confessed to doing something terrible to her husband, Doug Benefield. Alarmed, the neighbor quickly called 911 and explained that Ashley had admitted to seriously harming her husband. Within minutes, Manatee County deputies arrived at the scene, Ashley's mother's home, about 50 miles south of Tampa. When they entered the house, the officers found 58-year-old Doug Benefield lying on the bedroom floor, severely wounded. He had a bullet wound to his leg and another that went through his arm and into his chest. 2 more bang-bang marks were found on the walls, indicating a violent confrontation. Despite being rushed to the hospital, Doug succumbed to his injuries shortly after. From the start, Ashley claimed she shot Doug in self-defense, saying he had attacked her first. But investigators quickly became suspicious. The way Doug was injured didn't match her story. His wounds showed that he wasn't even facing Ashley when she started firing, and there was no evidence that Doug had tried to fight back. There were also no weapons near him, and Ashley herself had no visible injuries, which made her claims seem doubtful. To understand how things spiraled to that tragic night, we need to go back to 2016. Doug Benefield, a 54-year-old Navy veteran and technology consultant, had recently lost his wife, Renee, to a heart condition. It was during a political fundraiser for then-presidential candidate Donald Trump that he met Ashley. She was just 24, working on Trump's campaign. It was love at first sight for them, and less than 2 weeks later, the pair married. The following year, Ashley, a former professional ballerina, and Doug decided to open the American National Ballet in Charleston, South Carolina. Their dream was to teach ballet to dancers of all sizes, shapes, and backgrounds. However, the business venture was short-lived, and by 2018, the ballet studio had closed its doors. That same year, Ashley became pregnant with Doug's child, and they moved to Florida to be closer to Ashley's mother. From there, things only got worse. Ashley began accusing Doug of domestic violence, claiming he was mistreating her. She even alleged that Doug had poisoned her tea and hinted that he might have been involved in his late wife's passing. Detectives investigated these serious accusations, but none of them could be proven. It seemed like Ashley's main goal was to keep Doug away from their unborn child. In court, Ashley had tried to get a legal order to prevent Doug from having contact with the baby, but the judge found no truth in her allegations. Doug was granted visitation rights, and it became clear that Ashley had exhausted all legal options to keep him out of their child's life. On the day of the incident, Doug and Ashley were packing to move to Maryland. Even though they were relocating together, the couple had planned to live separately. While they were preparing, an argument broke out when Ashley noticed their belongings were being packed together. Tensions rose quickly, and according to Ashley, Doug became physically aggressive. She claimed his eyes turned black, and she feared for her life, which led her to grab the bang-bang from the bedroom and fire the fatal shots. However, during the trial, under cross-examination, Ashley admitted that, despite previous outbursts, Doug had never actually hit her. Prosecutors painted a different picture, arguing that Ashley was not acting in fear, but out of a desire to keep Doug out of her and their child's lives. They pointed to her multiple unfounded complaints about Doug's behavior, suggesting she had made repeated attempts to tarnish his reputation. The case became known as the Black Swan Trial, a reference to Ashley's background as a ballerina and the 2010 movie about a troubled dancer. The trial captivated the media, and tensions in the courtroom ran high. In the end, the jury found Ashley guilty of Doug's unaliving. As the verdict was read, officers placed Ashley back in handcuffs, and her bond was immediately revoked. Outside the courtroom, Doug Benefield's family expressed relief. His cousin, Tommy Benefield, recalled hearing the sound of the handcuffs clicking shut as justice being served. Doug's adult daughter, Eva, also spoke out, apologizing to victims of domestic violence, saying Ashley's false claims had unfairly taken away from real survivors. She added that she was grateful her father had finally received the justice he deserved. Ashley Benefield remains in custody, and as of now, her sentencing hearing has yet to be scheduled.